namaste, and welcome to Yoga for Amputees, our last class where we pull it all together, those 21 days of yoga. I'm Marcia Therese Danzig, and I'm the founder of Yoga for Amputees. I'm going to demonstrate our flow of poses without my prosthesis so you can see how that's done in total. And I hope that you really enjoy this experience. Please feel free to send any feedback and how I can support you further with your own yoga practice. We are beginning some online classes in January 2014, weekly classes, and they'll be for all different kinds of levels. And you can find out more about that by going to www.yogaforamputees.com after January 5th. Until then, have a wonderful holiday, and we'll begin. So coming to sit, coming to sit on the floor, if that's comfortable, if you can find your way down easily, or you can do this again in a chair. We're going to begin with our centering. We'll go into our creative visualization, our pranayama breathing techniques, followed by our warm-ups, and then we'll move into our poses. I have the chair here. It's a stable chair. It's not a swivel chair, so that I can get up and try my standing poses leaning on the chair. And I'll show you a variation on the floor again. So beginning by placing the palms together in front of the heart, reach down into those sits bones. By now you're familiar with some of the terms that we've used, like the sits bones as little feet at the bottom of your spine. And let them settle and sink down into the floor. As you lift your ribs off your hips and draw your belly back, slightly tuck your chin and begin to just be here. Be in this present moment, allowing yourself to feel all your feelings. Just hang out in your body and be where you are. If your eyes are opened, I encourage you to look down and create a little kind of bubble for yourself. Otherwise, close your eyes and just take a moment, like a radio channel. Remember how we used to have antennas in the old days? Kind of tune in to a different frequency, the frequency of you and this present moment. Keep the eyes closed and let the hands rest. If you have hands here to work with, otherwise just let your arms rest, let your shoulders rest. Moving into our creative visualization exercise, saying to yourself, I am whole and connected to everything. I am whole and connected to everything. And allow yourself to move into your breathing, your pranayama, by envisioning the breath like a vapor starting in the lower belly as if this was the horizon of the ocean. And then the vapor rises all the way up to the upper chest and then settles back down into the ocean. So let's do that 3 times. Breathing in. Opening the eyes, moving into our warm-ups, our 6 movements of the spine. Reaching the chest forward, lifting the chin slightly. If you feel strain in your neck, remember chin tucked in. Breathing in. Tuck the tail, exhale. Round the spine, breathe out. We'll do that 2 more times. Breathing in and breathing out. Last time, breathing in and breathing out. Twisting to the right on the exhale. Inhale, come back to center and twist to the left. And back to center, and again, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center, and exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center. Lean the torso over to the right on the exhale. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lean the torso over to the left. Inhale, back to center. And one more time. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Wonderful. Take another deep breath in. Breathe out. And I'm going to guide you through seated mountain. Extending out. Sits bones sinking down. Spine lifting up. Find energy from the sits bones, feet going up through the spine. If your arms are available and you don't have high blood pressure, if your blood pressure is normalized, take those arms and lift them up to the sky. Parallel them to your shoulders. And breathe. Coming back. Again, if you have your arms, interlock your fingers. Reach over to the right in half moon. And over to the left. If you're working without arms or one arm, reaching over and up and reaching over and up. Coming into our chair pose. If you're a bilateral amputee and you're not wearing your prosthetics, you want to sit in a chair and just concentrate on bending forward and paralleling the shoulders. If you want to come with me, I'm going to stand up. Bring my knees together. I have my knees. I'm going to bend. And I'm going to reach out and balance. Drawing the belly in. Your balance comes from your center. Breathing in. And breathing out. Coming up. Back to mountain. Now I'm in a standing mountain. And again, you can sit in your chair and follow that direction of lining the spine up. From here, bending forward into your standing forward bend. Feel free to lean on the chair for balance or leaning against a wall. And come all the way down, rolling onto your belly, coming into our cobra. Extending behind you. And reaching the chest forward, breathing in, breathing out, coming down. Let's do that again, breathing in and breathing out. If You have your hands pressing back into your hands. We're going to move into downward dog. So if you're working as an above knee amputee and you don't have your prosthetics on, you're going to sit in your chair and gently fold forward at the hips. Otherwise, coming and folding into an upside down V. Lengthening the spine and stretching the legs. Breathing in and out. Coming back down. Always using your core, your abdominals, to come and sit back on the heels, or sit back, forehead towards the ground, in child's pose. This is where you may want a pillow underneath your residual limbs, if that's better. Coming back up, pressing, and coming to sit, and lengthening the spine back into our seated mountain, and to come into a twist, reaching over to the right, breathing in and out. Some variations. It's just a twist with the torso. Again, you can do this in your chair. Coming back and twisting to the other side. You'll notice in my case, I've hooked my elbow underneath my residual limb, flex my right foot. So again, whatever you got, use it. And then release. Seated twist. Moving into boat pose, leaning back, lifting up, making sure that your tail is tucked a little bit and your belly is drawing back. And then you can extend. Again, whatever you have here in the upper body. The idea is to keep the heart forward, to concentrate on drawing the belly button back to the spine. Keep the chin tucked. We don't want to hurt that neck in our boat pose. And release. Seated forward bend. Extending. And reaching forward in whatever way is comfortable. If you feel any pressure in your lower back, as we mentioned in the process of this 21 days, I encourage you to sit on a pillow or a blanket. And again, you can do this in the chair as well. Just coming forward in a comfortable way. Maybe reaching even more towards the ground. Always tuck your tail and your chin to come up. And breathing in and out. Coming into lion's breath. Take a breath. It's a fun one. And again, breathe in. Good. Moving into some of our standing poses. We're going to be doing tree, triangle, warrior two. So I'm going to use the chair. I'm going to show you with my one leg how to balance and do tree with this leg, and show you how to do it on the floor as well. And then for triangle, the same thing. So coming up, bending that knee, and this is about the hip rather than the knee. So if the hip is only going to open this much, this is how far you want to go. If you feel balanced, you can place your hands together or shoulders relaxed. You can even lift the knee up higher. And breathe, have your focal point in front of you. And release. Coming down, if you want, you can do the tree on the floor I'm going to do that with the opposite leg. Bring the body into lots of energy. Really lean into the floor. Tuck the tail. Stretch the body. Elongate. Imagine that you can reach your feet if you have them. If you don't have them, just imagine that you're reaching down as if you're standing on the floor. The energy comes from the belly. And then rolling over to your right side. I'm going to show you a triangle on the floor. I'm going to balance on my right knee and reach up and over to find my triangle. If you're a little more athletic and you want a little more challenge, you can come into a half moon, which is sort of like a triangle. And always to balance it out, you want to do the other side. If you're working without upper body, you have the option of using your lower legs. If you have more than 2 limbs missing, always use a chair and just think about lengthening first and expanding over. Moving into Warrior 2. So Warrior 2 is a hip opener. And I do have my knee, so I'm using it to one side, and the idea is to keep the hips open. And I'm going to place my hands on the hips, and I'm going to pivot the other way so the hips stay open. And then looking over in the direction of the front hip. And as you've seen in the videos, all of those are available in the chair. And lastly, you want to come down into relaxation and be comfortable. So there are options here too. You can lean against a wall, stay seated in your chair, and just close your eyes. Or come right down onto your back. Extend your body, close your eyes, and relax for just a few moments. Let everything settle into the floor. Let this be a time where you just wash away some stresses, relieve some internal and external pressures in your life. Reduce anxiety. Just settle. If you have a lot of thoughts racing, just make them softer. Let them float away into a cloud. Relaxation is an important pose. Palms are up, shoulder blades together, chest open. You can stay here as long as you like, relaxing, or rolling up, coming back to a seated position. And we'll go back to that centering where we started. Breathing in and breathing out. I hope that you really enjoyed these 21 days of yoga with me. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to share yoga with fellow amputees. So if you'd like to join me for some classes starting in January, as I said, I'll be on vacation, so nothing will start officially till January 5th. There's going to be a class specifically on chair yoga for those who want to do some adaptive yoga in a chair. And then there'll be a class for those wearing a prosthetic who want a very active physical practice. And I'll be demonstrating that practice. And that is for below knee and above knee amputees. And finally, there'll be a practice for upper extremity amputees. So you have 3 wonderful options, and feel free to pass it on. I hope you have a wonderful holiday, and thank you for joining me in this 21 days of yoga. As we say in yoga, namaste. Namaste, I honor the light, that place that is whole within you.